Good Monday afternoon, friends. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I had a busy weekend. So in our little town, they have a huge basketball tournament. I think they call it the McDonald's Classic. Imagine because it's sponsored by McDonald's. But anyway, there is people from all over the state of Ohio that come to these basketball tournaments, and it's all different age groups. I don't really know how it works or whatever because I'm always at work, but I didn't realize it was this past weekend. Now listen, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the business. I am grateful for every customer that walks through my door, but oh my, I was not prepared. We were slammed. Every table was full from the time we opened till the time we left. Fantastic. But listen, Saturday morning, I was worn out. And it went on all weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're closed Sunday, of course. Saturday, we were busy. Weren't quite as busy as Friday because I'm not sure if your team loses, if you leave. I don't know how it all works. But anyway, we weren't quite as busy on Saturday as we were Friday. So that was going on. And then Friday was Brock's birthday, of course. So we celebrated last night. Yesterday, we went to dinner. We were there about 2 o'clock. So it's kind of like an early dinner, late lunch, however you want to look at it. It takes about an hour and a half to get to where we're going. We went to the restaurant is right there on the Ohio River. So it's called the Scioto River, and it's a steak place, and they cook the steaks. They have steaks and chicken and ribs, but they cook them on an big, huge outdoor grill. Oh, they're so good. Never disappoints. My kids were here, so we all went, and Brock's parents met us there. We had a great time. We had a great big ribeye. It was delicious. I had the other half for my lunch today. It was yummy. So since we had all that steak yesterday, I am going to do for you a chicken casserole. Now, this chicken casserole is one of my kids' favorite things, but I'm going to now make it into a low-carb keto. It could probably fit in carnivore. So I'm changing it up. If you want to see the original recipe, this is like one of my first recipes. I think it's under Krista's famous chicken casserole, just because my kids said, they thought I was famous. I was famous for the casserole. Anyway, I've been making it actually before my kids were even born. When I was a teenager, even before I was married, I've been making this casserole. But today, we're going to switch it up, and we're going to make it low-carb, ketovore, and probably fall into carnivore category. So let's get started. Are you ready to rumble? So last night when we got home about 5:30. I threw in some chicken breast. They were froze, so I'm sorry, I don't know how many were in that block. That I threw them in my slow cooker, and I cooked them till it was about 9 p.m. So they were tender. I'm going to say probably 5 or 6 chicken breasts that I cooked. And I put some water around them so we could have some chicken broth. So here's our chicken, and I've just got it spread out in this pan. I gotta let Jake in. I'll be right back. All right, so I've got my 9x13 baking dish here, and I'm just gonna do some salt and pepper. I didn't do anything to the chicken last night when I threw it in the slow cooker. I just wanted to get it cooked and to have one step out of the way. You could totally buy a rotisserie chicken and pluck her clean, or you could probably even use canned chicken if you want. Okay, salt, pepper, that's it for the chicken. This is such a simple, easy casserole. One of my kids' favorites. I make it all right here in this pan because, you know me, I don't like to dirty up any more dishes. So typically, the normal recipe would call for 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. So since I no longer try to not use any canned soups, we're going to make our own. So we're going to go over to the stove, and we're going to make our own cream of chicken soup, hopefully. So here's what we're going to need. We're going to need 1.5 cups of chicken stock, chicken broth. And to that, you're going to add 1.5 cups of heavy cream. So 3 cups of liquid, okay? So we're just going to add it right in here. There we go. You're going to need some butter, and you're going to need about 1/4 cup of cream cheese. I'm just going to use that as a thickener. Okay, so I'm going to pull you over to the stove, and let's make our cream of chicken soup. So inside of my skillet here, I have 2 tablespoons of butter. Add add a little fat to this recipe since we got boneless, skinless chicken breast. Now you could use any kind of chicken you'd like. And I've got 1/4 cup of softened cream cheese, and I'm just giving that a moment to go in the skillet here. Get that cream cheese kind of melted down. Go. How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun? Did you just rest and recoup? That's what I've been doing today. Today's been very mellow, very relaxed, getting prepared to head back to work tomorrow. Now we're going to add in our liquid. That 1.5 cups of chicken stock and 1.5 cups of heavy cream. This is our cream of chicken soup. Get that stirred. I have it on medium heat. And I'm going to let this go till it comes to a boil. And we're going to let it thicken up some. Took about 5 minutes. We've got like a low boil here. I'm going to add some pepper. You can add whatever. If you don't want to do pepper, do white pepper. Just a pinch of salt. I think heavy cream's kind of salty on its own. Give it a quick stir. Now, depending on your spices and what you are adding to your lifestyle, if you want to add a little bit of chicken, that chicken soup base or chicken bouillon, throw it in. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's just a suggestion that you could do. Like I said, I'm just going to give this a few more minutes. It's starting to thicken up. You can see it's coating my spoon. But I want it to let go a few more minutes. I'm going to turn it down so it doesn't stick. And then we'll be back and we'll finish off our delicious chicken casserole. So our sauce is still on the stove. There it is. I've shut the heat off. I'm going to let it go till it cools down a little bit. I'm going to leave it on the heat so it'll thicken up a little bit. Then I'll remove it from the heat and let it cool down because I don't want my sour cream to curdle myrtle. So we're going to add 8 ounces of sour cream. Now, this is my original recipe that I am changing up for keto, low carb, carnivore. If you want to use yogurt, I've never used it. I'm not a big yogurt fan. You can try it. It's your recipe. See how it does. Okay? So we're going to just mix. Listen, this is what I talked about, mixing it right in the pan. If you don't want to do it, add it in a separate bowl. It's fine. I don't want to have to do any more dishes, especially when my kids were younger and I would whip this up before I had to go back to work. It was all about speed, giving them a nice hot meal, and less dishes I had to do when I got home from work. Okay, so there is our 8 ounces of sour cream mixed with our chicken. There's not any more, really, any seasonings. If you wanted to, you could add some onions, a celery. I didn't add any of that when my kids were younger because they wouldn't have wanted it when they were younger. Okay, so there we go. We're going to come right back after our sauce, our homemade cream of chicken soup. Start to say thaws. Just let it cool down. We need a bloopers reel, don't we? So I gave our cream of chicken soup time to cool down, long enough for me to do my dishes. So we're just going to pour it right in one pan here. Just going to add in a little bit at a time because I don't know if I made too much. And I don't want it to be soupy. Okay. I think that's going to be plenty. You know, when you're trying a recipe for the first time, you really don't know about your measurements. So if you're making it at home, I'm going to say do 1 cup of chicken broth, 1 cup of heavy cream, and that's going to be plenty. But look at this great sauce I have left. But I have a plan for this, I think, what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to give it a try here really quickly. Now, we're going to eat in about 2 hours. So I'm going to put this in the fridge. And what I'm hoping is going to happen is that chicken is really going to absorb our cream of chicken soup and that sour cream. Let's go try it. This may be better than the original. So, the original has stovetop stuffing on top, dry. And then you poured some chicken stock over it, which we're not going to do that because Stuffing's not part of our lifestyle anymore. So when I'm getting ready to bake it, I'm going to put some pork panko crumbs on top to give it a nice crunch. So we'll put this in the fridge and we'll be back when it's time to put it in the oven. I also forgot to mention that if you want to make this a meal in one, let's say you're doing keto, low carb, you could totally add a veggie of your choice. I used to add mixed vegetables for my kids, the peas and the green beans and the corn and all that. Just I would steam it in the microwave and then add it in cook so that there wouldn't be any extra water. You could do green beans. If you want to do broccoli, then I suggest steaming it first, chopping it up small because I don't think it would get cooked in time. But if you wanted to make it a meal in one, throw you in a veg. So our casserole is back out of the fridge. We're going to eat in about a half hour. So I've got my oven preheating to 375. So everything's cooked. We just want to heat it back through. Now, got my pork panko. I'm going to add to the top where typically I would have done the stuffing in the old recipe. I'm anxious to see what Mason thinks about the new recipe. He just got home from work, so I'll let you know in the comments. Just gonna sprinkle some on top here. Give it a little crunch, a little flavor. I didn't trust myself to pour it out because sometimes these come out in a favor. All right, just gonna spread those on top there. I'm gonna add a little paprika because why not? Add a little pretty color, a little flavor. Don't want it, don't add it. There we go. She is beautiful and ready for the oven. Now, typically, when the kids were younger, I served green beans with it or corn. And speaking of corn, I picked these little cups up for Elena to have. Oh! Oh my God. Oh. Well, there we go. That corn tried to take a dive in my casserole. Picked up these little... I'm not going to edit it out. This is life. Things happen. It's fine. It's going to be heated up. So I got these little containers of corn for Elena on days that she wants a veggie on the side with her casserole. Okay. Going in the oven. Hopefully no more incidents. And we'll be back to do a taste test. Listen, y'all. I had to change my shirt. I was opening up that corn to cook for Elena. It spilled all over me. And I thought this was the perfect shirt to wear after everything I've been going through. $3.75 for 25 minutes, 5 minutes to rest. As you know, everybody's oven is different. So let's get a taste test. Oh, sorry, that's the microwave. All right, had a timer set. Let's give it a taste here. There we go. Low carb chicken casserole. It's going to fit keto, low carb, carnivore. Let's give it a taste and see if it's delicious. So easy, you guys. You can do whatever you want to this basic recipe. Make it your own. Just make it. I've missed you. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow.